When I first viewed the 2012 Wall of Water series, I fell madly in love with the bold, nonconformist, and dare I say punk aesthetic of artist Maggi Hambling. The first artist in residence in 1980 at the National Gallery, Maggie's works are represented in all major British collections. She is equally treasured and censured, especially for her public sculptures.
Did you know the composer?
No.
You didn't?
No.
What was inspirational about him for this piece?
I remembered all the stuff had been in the papers about Aldeburgh not wanting any memorial to its greatest son. And I got very cross, maybe very angry. And so I thought, right, I'll do something myself.
Mm-hmm.
And so I began, and the shell just came to me because, you know, when you're a child, you put a shell to your ear and you can hear the sounds of the sea. And also it's a symbol of love and pilgrimage. Anyway, from the road, there it's just sort of standing, this rather large shell. And from this side you get the whole explosion of it. Because you see, I think that's what Britain did with, it got classical music by the neck and, you know, wrung its neck and produced his own voice from it, you know. And so it's supposed to be a sort of echo of what I feel about Britain's music. And I've lately had a couple of letters from old ladies who have said, would I mind if when they die their ashes are put on a rocket and sent off across the sea at Scallop. So I've written back and said, no, I wouldn't mind at all. And people have got married here and there have been funerals here and people come a lot to see it. And I think the people of Aldeburgh who are so against it in the first place, they of course would be very cross if it was taken away now, because I think they've finally realised they sell a lot of fish and chips and ice creams on the back of this, you know.
Scallop isn't the first sculpture that failed to meet sensible public or art world expectations. When A Conversation with Oscar Wilde was unveiled in 1998, a critic's review in The Independent got to the point. It's got to go. Thankfully, it didn't. A sculpture for Mary Wollstonecraft, commemorating the 18th century feminist writer, shook the public in 2020 when unveiled in North London. Maggie's testament to every woman flew over the heads of most critics and viewers.
I think 12 artists were asked to submit an idea for a thing for Oscar Wilde, and it was very important to me that he wasn't sort of highfalutin on a pedestal, you know, looking camp or something, because he was very much a man of the people. And so the idea is, you know, you can sit on the sarcophagus and have a chat with him, and he's still 3 times the cigarette has been removed.
Seen that.
And then with Mary Wollstonecraft, I mean, it was the feminists who objected to it.
Which is ironic.
I mean, don't they have bodies, feminists? I mean, heaven knows.
I thought the Mary Wollstonecraft made perfect sense. It was because it's not, you know, of.
Well, you know, Oscar Wilde said, when the critics are divided, the artist is at one with himself, which I think is a pretty good thing. But one of the best things to come out of that was my friend, the writer, Paul Bailey. He always watches the Channel 4 news. And on that Tuesday, when it sort of hit the world, he rang me about 8:03 and said, well, he said, you have put the pussy among the pigeons this time. He said, never mind Scallop. And I was leaving a Waitrose supermarket in Saxmundham with my trolley full of stuff, and one of the cheery Suffolk women gave me a big grin and said, been making trouble again, I see. I mean, I don't set out to make trouble, I don't set out to be controversial, but it seems to happen. So that means it's got a bit of life to it, I suppose.
How much have you thought about, or not, in terms of like the digitalization of your artwork?
What happens is you go to somewhere and you just take a selfie in front of it. You don't look at the thing at all, you don't experience it. The great thing is just to prove that you've been there for a couple of seconds. So I've refused to have anything to do with computers my whole life.
I'm not going to ask her to take a selfie with me to prove that I was here with Maggi Hambling. Just saying it. Not going to do it. Not going to ask her. But you're right. I mean, I've been looking at this for years online. It's very different seeing it in a tangible place and seeing how others are reacting to it. The memorial pieces, Clive's stone, the dog peeing on it over there.
I know. It's made for everyone, dogs and all.
Maggie once said, "The sea is like time. You can do nothing about it. Death will come, the sea will come. It's a metaphor for life." For 2024, Maggie has a new body of work, The Night, on exhibition through mid-May 2024 in Hong Kong.